All right. I think you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. I know it's on the wrong camera. It's not on the wrong camera. It's on the camera I intended it to be, but I'm doing a thing. Let me know if you can hear me. Because I'm going to record the video for the shop listing. All right? So, thank you, Jamie. Here we go. Let's see. Find camera center without... Oh! Preview.
Say, hello. I'm a goblin. What is this music? It sounds like I'm a Nintendo game. I'm not. I'm a goblin. Ah! I'm going to run this way because that's how Kevin ends all his product videos. It's like, ah!
Here he is.
Yeah.
There's a good bend flexing the mouth plate there.
Hello. I'm a goblin. I don't know if that's apparent, but I am.
It's a pretty good goblin.
Yes.
Yeah, the ears are not bad. I went bigger than I usually do, and I think it really works. But it's the hair. It's the hair. Oh yeah, yeah. Everything about this is good, and that's why, as you know, if you read this morning's blog, I'm really hesitant to sell this, but I'm going to because, well, you know, gotta pay the bills somehow. How you doing, y'all? Oh boy, so every stream I start, it's like, oh yeah. I promise things aren't that bad. Hello, Zap. There you go. Zap's back. And Pinecone. The regulars are showing up. It's like opening the pub, and it's like everyone's just waiting for their pints. Now I want to see your interpretation of Tears of the Mushroom. I don't even know what that is. It's something I don't know what it is. Oh no. To the internet, but not Google. So if you've been following the blog or have been on the Discord, you know this is going to be a bit of a weird one because I've been having some fun issues with the main PC that's here in the studio, and the water cooling pump is dying a slow and horrible death. And it's entirely possible. I haven't had time to replace it. I have an air cooler right here, replacement, but I haven't had time to install it yet. So I've got the case open. The temperature is high, but it's not so high that it's terrible. And on the stream, like literally it's using 0 CPU right now. And it's the CPU that's the problem. CPU is high, but it's not danger high. So hopefully this thing won't reboot in the middle of the stream. We'll see. It's true. It's true. It's entirely possible that the stream may self-destruct. If this stream suddenly goes poof, or if you're watching the VOD and it suddenly stops, yes, Zap, yes, it's entirely... Well, I don't know if fire is on the table, but fire is on the table. So yeah, we're in the red on the temperature scale here. I won't even be able to think about starting to fix this until like Saturday morning. So anyway, we're flying by the seat of our pants today. We're just like, just strap in, and today is a good day to die. And other Klingon expressions. How y'all doing out there? I'm trying to keep it chill. It's fine. It's fine. So what are we doing? So since the goblin got done, the rest of the builds for this week, I'm just going to make 2 Greeblies because there's no Greeblies on the shop right now, and there always needs to be a Greebly on at least one of the shops. So as usual, I'm making 2 at a time. I've got the foam bits cut out, so we got to glue them together, and I got to make the mouth plates and the hand inserts and all that stuff. So just put it on the CPU. I'm sure it'll be fine. You know, I am so done with water cooling, as we were discussing on this morning's Gizmo Town. I've had 2 water coolers in a row fail now, so I'm just like, you know what? If you're not super like tweaking it and worrying about CPU like usage for frames and stuff like that, just air cool it. It's so much simpler. Yeah, dry ice would be pretty good. We'd have a nice Universal horror movie atmosphere here, and I'd be totally down with that. But yeah. But on the puppet front, we got some Greeblies to make, and so unfortunately, the puppet building part of the stream is going to be largely what we've done for the past 2, I think, streams. I am planning on something a little different for a future stream. We're going to resin cast some eyes, which I haven't done on stream yet. But that's maybe next week. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, really? You've had bad luck with the SATA NVMe drives, huh? I didn't mean this to turn into a tech stream, but what the heck? I mean, pixelsandpuppets.com. Speaking of the podcast, pixelsandpuppets.com. As of this morning, we hit 200 downloads. So thank you, everybody. I know that's not a huge number to most internet metrics, but for us, it is quite healthy at this scale. So thank you, everybody who has listened and who will be listening in the future. We're recording the next episode on Saturday, which I am very much looking forward to. In theory, we'll be doing it in person unless somebody else has COVID before the morning of. We'll see. I'm running a branch with my M2 drive and the current rig, but it seems to be okay so far. I've had good luck with the M2 drives. I haven't had like 3 or 4, and they're all fine. In fact, I think no, my Linux server is not running off an M2 drive, but my NAS is. The OS is on an M2 drive. Yeah, 200's not bad. I mean, considering it's like scale, right? Because like our first metric for episode 1 was that between 0 and 1 we hit 100, and we got that, and the coffee mug contest is the thank you. And then so between 2 and 3 there's been 2 weeks, right, which is a shorter amount of time between 1 and 2, and we've now like doubled the number of downloads, so it's growing exponentially, which is nice to see. Again, metrics, I get so in my own head about this stuff, because like as long as the number's going up, it's fine. And it's not like the download numbers are never going to go down, because no one's going to undownload the podcast, right? So unless you're in Belgium, that's a whole thing. I realized on the last podcast we never actually talked about why the episode was named Belgium. If you're on the Discord, you probably know why. But let's take this off. That's enough promotion. We should get to the puppet stuff. I'm finishing my coffee. I had a coffee mishap this morning, if you're interested. My normal morning routine for the days that I know I'm going to drink a lot of coffee, and that's most of them, I make a full pot, and then I take a thermos, and I put like a 2-cup thermos, and I put 2 of the cups in a thermos, so I have some fresh hot coffee for the afternoon, because as it sits around in the coffee maker, it gets all stale and gross and everything. So I like to have nice fresh hot coffee for the afternoon. I don't want to make another pot, so I make a full pot and then put 2 aside in the thermos. I kind of messed up my morning routine today, because what you have to do with a thermos, if you really want it to stay hot, is you have to preheat the thermos. Pour some hot water in there, let it sit, pour the water out, pour the coffee in. I forgot to pour the coffee in this morning. So I just went to open my thermos and pour it into my coffee cup, and it's just water. So this is cold coffee from this morning, which is less than wonderful. And this is the last of my coffee as well. So I'm not going to be taking a coffee break this stream. Belgium can read the blog to find out. You're right. I'm good, Shut the Bud. Nice to see you. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know if I've worn this one on stream yet. I only have like 5 shirts that fit me anymore, so I probably have, but we'll see. I'm looking at the temperature here. So far, temperature is steady. I'm kind of amazed. Right now, as we're streaming 1080-60, the CPU usage on OBS is 0.4%. I mean, I'm doing all my encoding on the GPU, so it's doing all the heavy lifting, but that's pretty good. It is orange for some, but you're right. And it's even like a vaguely Operation Puppet orange, which is like the mac and cheese orange, right? You're right. But we got puppets to build. So the first thing on the agenda today is to cut some mouth plates and get the finger loops stuck in them. And then we're going to be gluing all the foam bits together. I still haven't decided what colors these are going to be, but they're going to be all fleece Greeblies. Because I got a whole bunch of some pretty nice polar fleece. This isn't the super expensive stuff. I'm trying to economize a bit because I do have to do a big supply order. So the next couple of puppets are going to be all polar fleece. But as we know, it is quite feasible to make a very attractive puppet with polar fleece. So, you haven't. If you could scroll back in real time to the beginning of the stream, you would have seen I shot the product video for this goblin. We can do more with the goblin. Hang on. I want to see it for real. Go to the puppet cam. This is the new one. This is the one we were working on last week. What did I do last week? I think I sewed the fabric.
Hello. I'm a goblin. It's, I hope obvious, but maybe not. Ah!
You gotta be careful because the tooth is actually foam, so you can squish that right down, and it's no problem.
Also, kids safe.
But yeah, the motion on the hair, it's good. It's good.
Thank you. Aren't you really complimenting yourself? A little egotistical, you know. Anyway, I'm going to go this way. Maybe we'll go this way. This way.
I haven't got the new feather supplier yet, but it looks good. It looks really promising, and they're not expensive. So, you know what? If and when JoJo Puppet Studios arrives, we'll talk about that because I think they were asking about that. But yeah, these are some leftover feathers I had from before. So this is Goblin Wool Part. Well,
I would expect you would say that.
You know, we've got some pro goblin in the audience here. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. To be real. It's gonna be a bit sad when this goes out the door, but I'm sure we'll go to a loving home. So there we go. There's the new goblin. We should get on with things, I think. Oh, what time is it? 11:14. 15 minutes of banter is not bad. Yes, I do all of my features like eyes and horns and all that stuff. Or eyes, ears, teeth. Fine. Not enough or too much of this. All of my features like teeth and horns and all that kind of stuff, I always carve out of foam now. Just because it's soft and it doesn't add any weight and you can do lots of stuff with it. Yeah, the ears are real good. I made them bigger than I usually do. Wow, there's like a biplane or something flying by out there. I don't know if you can hear that because the mic filter, but that was really loud. Anyway, let's get to the puppet building. All about. That's what we do here occasionally. How's this camera looking? Here, that's not bad. So we're gonna cut some mouth plates for the Greeblies, and as usual, we're using our flexible cutting mats. Oh, we also have to cut some hand plates, so we'll template out for that as well. That came through. Yeah, that was. And it really did sound like a biplane or something. It was like weird. You know, here in Toronto, we live pretty close to the CNE, so we get the major every year the air show. That's a fun thing. It's one of the things that divides our city. Do you love or hate the air show? Guess which side I'm on. All right. So this bit of plastic here obviously isn't going to go very far, but I think we can probably get one out of it. Hand plates. Yep. Yeah, I am seriously like freaked out by loud noises. I have a slightly nervous personality. I don't know if anybody's noticed that. But so I really it unnerves me when the air show happens. I can't imagine what people who have like come from war-torn countries go through. So we need 4 of these hand plates. So let's do that. Gonna try and not crack the hand plates when we punch the hole through them this time. That's my advice. Kind of hustling a bit this week because I'm a little bit behind where I wanted to be. The thing about the all fleece Greeblies is they actually are a little bit faster to make because I don't have to sew the head on. They're all one piece. Go. And let's just draw out the rest. I gotta order some more. I gotta order more of everything. Good heavens. So that's all the hand plates we need. We need bottom, more upper mouth plates. Ooh. Joe, currently waiting on a set of 3 printed butt teeth order. Nice. Yeah, I think, as I was saying earlier, I think maybe next week, depending on where I am in my monthly build schedule, I might do some resin casting of eyes. Because that's one repercussion of puppet pelts potentially going away with whatever's going on with the sale. And I haven't checked, actually. I should reach out and see where they're at. Because I used to get all of my safety eyes in various sizes from puppet pelts, but they ain't gonna happen no more. So I have to find other solutions for that, and one of them is probably going to be some resin casting and also some vacuum forming. Oh, that's something we could do too. We haven't done that on stream. I don't do very much of it because it's a bit time consuming, but probably going to have to start just because of the supply thing. Using gasket rubber for that, but I would be curious how these compare. So I've done both, and I like these for the speed, and also they take glue a little bit better than the gasket rubber. The gasket rubber I found tends to just push away glue because a lot of the gasket rubber you get these days is silicone based, and silicone, nothing sticks to that. That's why they make baking mats out of it, right? So I tend to do these for shop builds. Now, both of my Kermits are gasket rubber, and they're actually 2 layers of a 1/16 inch gasket rubber that have been laminated together, and then I laminate fabric around them, so they kind of like are mummified. They're encapsulated by some fleece, and that tends to hold together just fine. But this just tends to take glue a little bit better. It also, these are designed to flex and not break, so you know they're pretty good for shop builds. Gasket rubber is just a little too fiddly to work with for my sort of making it fast and quick for the shop. And also sometimes it's a little bit hard to find gasket rubber, depending on where you are. I also find, I don't know, maybe it's just the kind of rubber that I've been getting, but these tend to snap back into shape a little bit more reliably than gasket rubber. Maybe I've been getting inferior rubber. These are also really inexpensive as well, so that's another thing. Yeah, they're my preferred. Like I said, for doing shop builds, I definitely prefer these. I think I technically made 3 Kermits. One was gifted, and the first one was like the practice Kermit to make sure I had all the patterns right and the design was good and the technique was good. And I think I made those mouth plates out of this because they're flexible, but they're not quite as flexible as the gasket rubber. Oh, we can just go, whoa, buddy. My little garbage pail's filling up quick. A lot of foam cutting this morning. All right, so the important thing to remember when I punch the holes in the hand plates, make sure I get plenty of clearance, because that's the thing about the cutting mat plastic. If you, like, I'm gonna punch holes in this, if you do it too quickly or too near the edge, it can crack. It's not very impact resistant. They local or store find. I just order these on Amazon, which I know Amazon. Unfortunately, it's one of those. It's one of those, like, you know, I'm still on Instagram because I got to be. There really isn't a better alternative at this point for this kind of thing, but I am certainly looking for one. So yeah, I just get these on Amazon. But by all means, I mean, you can get these at like dollar stores and stuff, so, you know, shop local. That's another, if you're looking for a source of readily usable plastic, either, I've said this before, but it's actually been a while since I talked about this, so it's worth repeating. Things like stuff around the house that you've already got, like, you know, shampoo bottles or like margarine containers, or, you know, like anything like that. All the stuff that goes into the recycle bin that's plastic, you can reuse. Just wash it and reuse it, and you can use it in a puppet. And it's better in a puppet than in a landfill, right? So. Yeah, I've tried to get, so we have a couple of hardware stores here in Canada that are common. Home hardware is the thing that's the big thing in Canada. And like my local home hardware is occasionally will have gasket rubber, but usually doesn't. Apparently it's not used in plumbing all that much anymore. So it's kind of going away. There's other materials that are being used instead of gasket rubber. So it's a legacy material, as I understand it. So I'm going to file down these edges a little bit, just because I don't like anything sharp in a puppet. You're not going to see anything because this is going to be off camera. Very low in Canada, exactly. I just like to file down the little corners and edges and things. This is very light plastic, so it doesn't take much. Just so we don't have any edges rubbing against foam that can slowly eat away into it. Do uppers and do lowers. Yes, we do. Okay. I did it right for a change. We'll be using some of the finger loops we made on last week's stream. I'm debating not putting finger loops in the upper jaw of Greeblies. There's not a lot of room in there, and you kind of need them on the bottom to keep the bottom jaw anchored, but you don't really need them on the top. I don't know. Scarlett, if you're still here, which you probably are. Yes, you are. You own a couple of Greeblies. What would you think about not having grips on the top? It's important to hear from somebody else because I know what it's like for my hands, but for somebody else's hands, it could be different. Does anyone sell 3D IMAX? So I know there are some that Puppet Pelts used to sell. I think Furry Fingers also sells some, but only like the radio control, like the really fancy pants ones. I see. Scarlett is anti-grip. Okay, what about the lower grip? I mean, surely you need to have it anchored on the thumb, right? That's not going away. The thumb grips are not going away, but perhaps the upper ones will. Yeah, so what I'm doing, I blink back like what's in Frankie and all that stuff. Those I just make myself. Did we do, I'm pretty sure there's a stream in the archive somewhere where I did an eyebrow mech. It may have been one of the older build streams. Just look through the archives on the YouTube channel if you can, because I'm pretty sure I built a eyebrow mech on stream at some point. Keep the one on the thumb because it's probably useful with some, but top grip now. Yeah, you know what? I think you're right. I think that's what we're gonna do with these two. Try it. It's because of the way these Greeblies are put together. It would actually be possible for me to go inside and put one in if I feel like it needs one. So let's try it without to start. We'll see. This is the big experiment. Oh, you're in Atlanta, Joe. So that's where the Center for Puppetry Arts is. I bet you've been there a bunch, huh? That's a pilgrimage I still have yet to make. And I certainly want to make it. We should do a big meetup. Puppet Folk Unite. We'll fly Scarlett in from the UK. I like everything about this except the money part. And I am gonna just quickly go over the edges of the hand plates. Don't think Restream is grabbing Twitch chat currently. Oh no. It says it is in the little window here, but let me have a look. Good call if it's not. And so if you're on YouTube, I apologize. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah. It's gonna be it. This is where it all falls apart. I mean, if it's not, there's nothing I can do about it right now, so we may just have to soldier on. I will relay chat myself to the various channels. Well, there's only 2 channels now. There's only 2, just Twitch and YouTube, and that's it. So if you're not seeing chat and you're on one of those platforms, go to the other. I don't know. I'll fix it, but just not right now. I don't see you. Restream is a problem. So oh, you know what I think might be happening? It says, yeah, Twitch, YouTube, and Discord are all connected. Is it going through on Discord? Let's see. Where's Discord? There it is. I'm seeing it on the Discord stream, so yeah, I'm seeing both Twitch and YouTube on Discord. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm sure JB's right, but JB's never wrong. Let me just check Twitch. This may, I don't know if this is, you're going to hear this or not. I don't see current Twitch chat in Discord. What? Uh-oh. There's weirdness happening. Extra weirdness. There's Zap. Oh, yeah, I think you're right. Oh, no, I see it. I see it on Twitch. I see a Restream bot on Twitch. Zep and I are talking. Oh, wow. No, I see what you mean. Yeah, some stuff is and some stuff isn't. I don't know what's going on. That's weird. Yeah, all right. Twitch isn't going to the other places. Okay, so those of you on Twitch, you're right. You're absolutely right. I'll sort this out later, although I'm not sure how. I'll probably just reconnect the bot. That I can't do right now. Well, I mean, I guess I could, but it's a pop-up building to do. So if you apologize, the chat isn't being relayed to YouTube and vice versa. So if somebody says something, I'll try my best to manually relay it. Oh, great. Yeah, Twitch Restream bot. Congratulations, you've received 100 messages today with Restream chat. Yeah, it's working great. Secret Twitch messages, says Zep. It's like your own clubhouse. You get to have your secret handshake and initiation rituals. Yeah, Frankie will fix it later. No, I won't. It's my day off. I'm playing Iron Sworn. That video got some good views. I was pretty happy with that. I'm pretty happy with Iron Sworn. Fun game. Okay, so now we're going to punch some holes, remembering the things I've said multiple times so far, and do not crack them. Let's see if I can do it. Cutting board. My punches out. Punch out. And then we're gonna have the fun thing of making the finger wires. There is my punch, which is full of plastic, and that's gonna try and push some of that out. Go. We can see Twitch now. Oh, maybe the bot was just having a moment. It's just being a drama queen bot. Just need to center and focus. Okay, there we go. None of us can control what the bots do. You know. All right, here we go. First time, and he cracks it. That might still be usable. It's okay. Goodness, this is too easy. Go slowly. All right, that was a good one. That's the secret. Don't try and do it all at once. Go slow. Okay. Yep, that's the secret. Just don't try and finesse it. Don't be so aggressive. That actually is working. These are things we discover together. Have you ever built any ear mechs? No, but I want to. I know of a very simple bunny ear mech that I'm probably going to put in the next build of the Oracle whenever that happens. But I have not yet actually built one. Do you mean you want a puppet with an ear mech, or do you want an ear mech? Either is fine. Give me some fishing line and some scotch tape and we can make you an ear mech. Okay, there we go. One crack out of many is an acceptable result. So now is the most fun of all. Maybe we don't have to do that. I really want to delay the gluing as long as possible. So unfortunately, this is the next thing. If we're not going to glue, then we're going to do this. Use my standing up, being at the camera. Gonna get our novelty foam hands for a very small baseball game. And I've already made some twisted wire. And we gotta make the finger wires. See, is that right? I keep forgetting which way is the right way up. That way. Okay. That. Spacey OD1 is the pinky. Okay. I really want more coffee, but I don't have any more coffee. This is the problem. I have a good dilemma. And the dilemma is lack of coffee. That's not true. I've literally had almost a full pot today. I even slept okay last night. I don't really need it. I've switched to just black coffee just to save a few calories and fat that I don't need. And it's fine. And it also means literally coffee is 0 calories for me now. Because obviously as a award-winning diabetic, I don't put sugar in it. I do put stevia. But like coffee is just free now. Like my blood pressure is good. Like everything's good. I could just drink coffee for days. So I drink a lot of it, is my point. Is this a Tetris song? I don't know. You may be surprised to learn that I've never played Tetris. I'm a little surprised to learn that I've never played Tetris. All right. Don't sue me, Russian developers. You know, they're very strict on copyright law in Russia. Oh, the exciting thing of watching this again, huh? Look, guess what these streams are? It's just me working. You know the deal. I should check to see if Game Chops has some more newer releases. There's probably more music we can put in this mix rather than the... How many tracks are on this playlist? I haven't even looked. There's 56 tracks in this playlist. Good heavens. Doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel like we keep hearing the same things over and over again. Because the bot is deciding it's all algorithmic. The one thing you want to see is more of the same over and over again, clearly. I thought you said copyright law for a second. Yep. Bit of a... Wouldn't be a Freudian slip. I don't know any coffee celebrities. Are there coffee celebrities? I don't know. Who invented coffee? I mean, I'm sure, you know, indigenous peoples were drinking coffees long before anybody else. And the Westerners showed up and they were, oh, great, these guys. That one's a little bit long. I can just move it around. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Watching the stream twice. We need something other than leaf water. What is it in Star Trek? Is a Raktajino. That's it. Deep Space Nine, they were always drinking Raktajino. Which you think in space, other than the weird forehead aliens, you know, you're an entirely different. You've evolved on an entirely different planet, an entirely different biosphere, and it just you're human but with slightly weird forehead. You'd think they'd find something like coffee that wouldn't be called something like what we call coffee. Maybe that's the you know, the human translation of it or something. Oh, look at Jamie with the fact checking here. Carl D invented coffee after observing his goats. Oh, right. You know what? I remember this. I think it was on No Such Thing as a Fish. Shout outs to a podcast that I will hopefully at some point be mentioned on. They haven't done it yet, but yeah, that's right. I remember the goat herder observing their goats, and their goats were getting ripped. They're just eating these berries, and it's like, what is happening? I'll try some of these berries too. Why not? If it's good enough for goats, it's good enough for the goat herder. That's an old expression. Good for the goat is good for the goat herder. That's not always true. Oh, it is Arabian in origin. Interesting. I'm not even sure I know where coffee actually grows. I'm assuming hot places. This is the thing, I drink it every day and yet know nothing about it. It seems like a gap in my knowledge. To Wikipedia, the always reliable source. Do not want to talk to your goat until they've had coffee. It's true. To be honest, even after a couple of cappuccinos, the goat is not the best conversationalist. Colombia, Yemen, Jamaica, Hawaii, Ethiopia. Yeah. I do believe it is true that they're not. Here's one of those comic book guy moments, right? They're not actually beans. They're cherries. Come for the puppets, stay for the coffee trivia. Makes me wonder. I mean, it's probably poisonous or something. Like if you just take like a, a Bing cherry or something, you got the pit out of that and then roasted it and drank it, what would it taste like? I mean, other than probably killing you. Other than that, very minor side effect. Because when you look at coffee beans, particularly on roasted ones, they're clearly like little pits from. They do look like cherry pits. I think it's poisonous, but it won't really have any flavor, really. Yeah. Not like I'm going to do the experiment. I wonder if anybody has. Like how many cherries did you go through before you arrived on this one? It's like the improbableness of cheese. Like how did you arrive at cheese? How did we get here? It's highly unlikely that anybody would go, "Ooh, that milk's gone off. Let's try some." Probably in a period of starvation, right? Where it's like, well, we got nothing else other than this milk that's gone off. I guess we'll try some. Oh, hey, this is good, and didn't kill us. Let's actually do this on purpose. I mean, that's how we got mead. The honey storage was left open and some yeast got in. This bit is too short to do anything with, so I'm going to dispose of it in the sharps container. Talking about coffee, I got a mouthful left. I looked at the cow and thought, yeah, that probably produces a drink. Yep, that's a whole other thing, I'm sure. So many jokes, none of them appropriate. Here's another reason why I keep doing this part on stream, because it's really tedious to do, but if I'm like chatting with y'all, this goes much faster. Jamie's just fact checking all over the place here. Green beans can be infused and roasted into roasted coffee. That's the only thing I can find about consuming green beans on Wikipedia. Oh, green beans, not green beans, but beans what are green. Oh, see, we've gone to a dark place. I'm now thinking about chocolate-covered coffee beans. And of course, that's something I definitely can't have. Although you can make chocolate with artificial sweeteners. But, diabetic chocolate-covered coffee beans aren't a thing I've ever seen. Although, probably could make some. I guarantee you right now, Jamie is Googling diabetic chocolate-covered coffee beans. Or possibly not Googling, because you won't find anything on Google anymore. He's binging it. We should just do that. We should just change the verb. That'll show them. Surrender to the bots, will you? Ask Jeeves, yes. Scarlet, that's a topical reference. It's like it's an old-timey reference. Nobody asks Jeeves anymore. What are you doing? kid. Bring back Alta Vista. InfoSeek was my first search engine of choice. And a good old Netscape Navigator. Remember those days? Remember the days when you would post something on a news group? Probably nobody except JB here remembers. And if you were like, you couldn't post an ad. You couldn't post an ad on the internet without somebody getting mad at you. Think about that. Think about how it used to be, kids. The commercialization of the internet was controversial. People were actively keeping brands away from social spaces. I didn't know Jeeves was a website. I was going to ask my butler, Jeeves. You know, P.G. Woodhouse, the writer of the Jeeves series, and technically he was a valet, not a butler. I read a whole bunch of P.G. Woodhouse. P.G. Woodhouse is great. Kind of the style of humor of a Douglas Adams or a Terry Pratchett. Similar vibe. Different subject matter, of course. You haven't read the Jeeves and Wooster stories, they're quite good. It's a well-known fact that everyone in the UK has a butler named Jeeves, and they're all played by Stephen Fry. You know what hasn't happened yet? The computer hasn't exploded yet. I mean, those lights are still red. Let's have a look at... goodbye, mouse. What are you doing? Nope, we're still, like, we're not bad. We're still hot, but we're not bad hot. We're within tolerance levels of hot. Don't say it now, it's gonna happen, yeah. Oh, what's Jamie done? Coffee flavored beer, yep. No, that's the thing. I remember who was somebody me and JB hung out with, or possibly JB himself, I don't remember. Used to have, there was like stout, I think. It was like a coffee stout. Speaking of other things I can't have, beer would be one of them. Well, I could, but then I couldn't have anything else during the day. So I can't come to the UK, Scarlet, because, as I understand it, that's the only thing there is to drink in the UK. It's beer and tea, and that's it. There's no water. Despite being surrounded by water, it's all ocean. You can't drink the ocean. That's where the mermaids live. Something. We have gin. Ooh, I do like gin. I like me some gin. Gin was very close to being the podcast drink for me. We settled on bourbon. Truthfully, we used to drink Caesars, which are the Canadian equivalent of Bloody Marys. But speaking of diabetes, that ended that. See, I said podcast and I didn't bring up the logo. I'm learning. Is that learning? Is that what we're calling it? I just launched some wire across the room. Excuse me. See, because I was distracted by chat. This is what happens. I have no idea where that went. Oh, found it. Somebody clip that. That's true. It is a bit. Well, okay. I've had some good Bloody Marys. I'll say. You want Bloody Mary? You go to New Orleans. That's what I'm saying. Get some of them Cajun tomatoes. There's a whole Cajun tomato fest. I mean, of course there is. It's New Orleans. And you get some Bloody Marys there. Let me tell you. Despite being Canadian, that was a very. I didn't go to the tomato. I haven't been there for Cajun Tomato Fest yet, but I have had a Bloody Mary in New Orleans, and it was pretty good. Possibly because I was in New Orleans. So. Pretty much anything is good. All right, there we go. Finger wires made. So now I got to put some heat shrink on the arm rods. I just saw a Visit Louisiana wrapped streetcar yesterday. A lot of you, yeah. Unfortunately, two unfortunate things. One, I'm out of coffee, so don't even bother picking up the cup. And two, I have made a vow that I am not going to spend any more tourist dollars in Louisiana until the abortion law is repealed. So, day no New Orleans for me in the foreseeable future. Which I regret, but as we have already learned, I'm willing to sacrifice almost anything for my principles. So, being ethical is a burden sometimes. Anyway, enough of that. I have to do heat shrink. So what camera? You know what? We'll stick on this camera. It's fine. But I do have to turn the fan on. This does create some weird fumes. It's nothing I can smell, and it's not, as far as I know, toxic. But I have done this, and it has set off the fire, like the smoke alarm. Not because it's generating smoke. I don't know what the heck it's generating, but so maybe I shouldn't do this. But anyway, heat gun. I gotta plug this in somewhere. I've changed around. Oh, I just hit the camera. I'm sorry. Didn't look great. There we go. Here we go. Okay, heat shrink. Well, there's nothing in Iowa for me. They're bringing back pro-child labor laws. Yes, I saw that. I have not investigated, but you know, Republicans, what are you doing? We know what you're doing. Pretty clear what you're doing. 4 arm rods. Wondering what I'm reaching for. 4 arm rods, and he grabs 5. Of course. But these arm rods are a bit long. I gotta cut these down a bit. So excuse me while I clutter up the work surface here. All right, 4 arm rods we got. I make these in batches, so I already have these ready to go. But these I don't trim these down to start with. I wait to see, because sometimes you never know. You may need a slightly longer arm rod. So I'm just gonna measure these up. Of course, I put everything on my ruler, which is counterproductive. But usually I aim for around 18 inches per, and these are going to be bigger than that. So I got to take like 2 inches off of each one from the front. So let's just go up here, grab me a marker. Oh, wait, marker. And we're going to go down 2 inches. Doesn't have to be super precise, but there. Computer explodes for the sarcasm. Computer could explode for a number of reasons currently. Bolt cutters out. These things are intimidating. Just gonna trim these down. Want to see wires go flying. Don't get your face too close to this. Boom. There we go. Come on. So these are short, sharp little wires. These are going to go in the sharps container as well. One, two, three, four. That's all of them. Scargasm. How's the chat? Is Twitch now behaving? What size shrink wrap? You know, I'm not sure. So for the handles, I use 1 inch. And this is apparently 1/8 inch, the big spool for the rod itself. I buy these big spools, so I don't have to buy them very often, and I just can't remember off the top of my head what they are. But apparently this says 1/8 inch. And it just barely fits. So when these shrink up, they shrink up nice and solid. Where are my big shears? Where did I put my big shears? I'm always doing this. I put them in the wrong coffee mug. That's what threw me. All right. I don't know how many people are watching on Twitch right now. Our numbers are a little bit low today. Still fine, but I really have to relax it with numbers in general. We're doing fine. I'm still a little bit sensitive about it just because I decided this was going to be the year where I tried to get more folks on board. So if the numbers don't go up, they usually tweak something in my brain that goes, "You're doing something wrong." Maybe not. Maybe it's just the way things happen. Wasn't any from Twitch for a while, including me. Yeah. Yeah, that's super interesting now I think about it, because so most people are watching on YouTube right now. Important metric to realize. I knew that streaming to multiple platforms was the right thing to do. And YouTube is officially gone now, like gone, even non-restream. And in theory, it won't be announcing the streams either. I turned all that stuff off, I think. I hope. All right, I'm gonna turn on the heat gun, so I don't know what's gonna happen. Mic-wise, I don't know. Let me see. Nope, you don't appear to be able to hear it. Boost the algorithms. And now we roast the marshmallow. The arm marshmallow. The arm mellow. Yeah, no, you know what? You're right, Scarl. That's one of the things that's happening, particularly with the podcast. And because of Mastodon, people are just finding us organically, which is the best. Because there's a much higher chance of them actually sticking around. It may not be quantity, but it sure is quality. The action's all happening over here if you're watching on the screen. What key is it working, Scarlet? I mean, if it's your O key, it is working. Oh, you gotta dodge the keyboard, huh? Time to get the compressed air and some of the gunge out. It's in league with Belgium. Someone spilled something on it. I wonder who that could have been. Some mysterious assailant snuck into wherever your computer is and spilled something on the keyboard and then left. In league with Belgium is new Operation Puppet code for somebody who's a bit nefarious. We got our own in-jokes now. All right, there we go. We just gotta let these cool for a moment before we continue. I want an In League with Belgium t-shirt, yeah. Oh, excuse me, it's nose blowing time. I'm gonna mute the mic. Nobody needs to hear that. All right, okay, so now we're gonna get the handle. Stuff and stuff. We're gonna have created a whole lore around Belgium, and someone's gonna come across and be confused. Yes, well, that's what happens inevitably with any of these, online communities, right? And that's one of the things that makes it tough for new people to come on board. Maybe we should do an FAQ. Ooh, you know what? That's not actually a bad idea. In that, I was thinking about doing like a page on the site that's just like the bios of all the characters. That could be included in that. That's not a bad idea. That sounds like something worth spending a little time on. Help people get up to speed, right? Always nice and it's a more welcoming way of approaching it. Scarlet, why are they being shouted out? That would absolutely be on the FAQ. I mean, it happens so often. You're not wrong. Okay, let me just put this away and we will continue with the heat shrinking. Temperature is holding steady. We're red, but we're not like incandescent. So far so good. Less than an hour to go. Hear me, baby, hold together. I mean, I had to say it at least once, come on.
It probably seems a bit weird to you that I don't talk during these parts. This is kind of loud to me, so it's not intuitive to talk while this is on. I promise, the heat gun isn't necessarily moving by itself. It's my ghost assistant. My ghost assistant. As I say. It sounds like you're talking over something loud, but you can't hear it. Yeah. I mean, I guess AI is good for something. This being the only thing. Yeah, there we go. Let those cool. Gonna put the heat gun away. I don't know. Is it Minecraft? You tell me. Whoa. Okay. Where are we at? So we have to bend. Oh, you know what? We need the glue gun plugged in and heated up. I may go get a soda or something. No, don't get a soda on stream. That would be bad. Get a glass of water. While we wait for the heat gun to heat up. Well, in the meantime, hang on. These are, yeah, cool enough. Just like me, Pathetic, just pathetic. Soda, yeah. The Kim Mitchell references are going to play with this crowd, I think. So I just bend a little loop, the tip of every rod. Do a down a Red Bull newsfeed. You want to see a diabetic instantly have every blood cell explode. How many carbohydrates do you think are in a Red Bull? I'll give you a hint. All of them. Other overly caffeinated beverages are available too, yes. I am, as we have previously established, one of those people who caffeine really doesn't do much on, which is it's unusual that I drink so much coffee, but then again, it's probably why I drink so much coffee, because the caffeine doesn't actually do much. But like the taurine and all that stuff that's in Red Bull and other energy drinks does. Kind of good that I can't drink them. Yes, I know there are diet versions available. No thank you, they're gross. So now we gotta wait for the heat gun to heat up, and that can take a little while, so back to this camera. Might do a lot if you stop drinking it. Possibly, although it never has. Like, even when I started drinking coffee when I was a kid, all those eons ago, I never understood the whole people like go, oh, coffee has woken me up. It just doesn't do that to me. It is really largely a psychological thing. I just have to get up and have my coffee, but it doesn't do anything physical. Hope you will not be sponsored by any energy drinks anytime soon. I know, I don't drink coffee. I can't speak for Frankie. Actually, I can, but I think Frankie would probably drink lots of coffee. So I am going to go get a glass of water, and I will be right back while we wait for the heat gun to heat up. So don't go away. We're not done the stream yet. We're just past the halfway point. So I'll be right back. What's going on? He's wearing a t-shirt. What happened? A button came off my shirt. I didn't realize it. A button actually came off the bottom of my shirt. I don't think I exposed any extra flesh on stream. I actually hope I didn't. But so I just swapped into a t-shirt real quick. I don't often wear t-shirts on stream, but hey, it's a Dr. Teeth t-shirt, so it's acceptable. Yeah, costume change. This is just water, but I kept it in the mug, of course. I think it was a tragic water accident. Yeah, no, a button came off my shirt. I have to sew a button on. If only I knew somebody who could sew. All right, let's check the heat gun. See where we are at. No tragic water accidents, thankfully. I should do more costume changes. All right, well, there's some glue coming out of there, so. And this is kind of temporary. I just tacked down the rods onto the hand plates to prepare them for gluing. So, puppet operations now, yeah. Attach it with the Henson stitch. Stop it. You all are terrible. So this is why I usually, because I always do these in pairs, so I just sort of set them up like this and I lay down the rods. I probably did that the opposite way I should have done it. I should have done it the lower ones first. Like that. So this is if you're not doing the pocket method, if you're just permanently attaching them, which is what I usually do. Attach it with the Kevin stitch. That's it. See there, that's what we got to do. We got to like mythologize Operation Puppet and say, well, I know there's the Henson stitch, but have you heard of the Operation Puppet stitch? It's better than the Henson stitch. It's even less visible than the invisible stitch. Carefully get that glue moved around to places that it should be and not places it shouldn't be. And that's kind of all we can do until this glue sets. The blades method, ooh. Blades method sounds pretty good. My agenda for the rest of the day is I have to finish building the interiors of 2 Greevlies today. Which is not necessarily out of the question, but it's going to be a lot of work. And then I kind of need to get both of the Greevlies done on Friday. The scar stitch, that sounds painful though. Just put the needle in and out until it's attached. Well, you're not far from an actual stitch there. That's a whip stitch, really. Oh, if I may ask, what is the story of the BJ Geyer foam muffin that was mentioned in today's blog post? You may not have seen that yet. Allow me, if I will. I'll tell you the story first, and then we'll get the muffin. So BJ Geyer, of course, is a world-famous puppet builder, has done the Stan Winston School of Character Arts courses that I am constantly recommending. One of the best of the best. I love this muffin. You know, the jokes write themselves. But BJ is also, in addition to all of those things, a really nice guy and very supportive. And you know, I was talking with him a bit on Facebook, and he saw one of the early smalls, and he wanted one. And so he said, you know, how much are they? And I told him, and he said, well, that's fine, but would you think about a trade? And I'm like, yes. And what? And he made a bunch of these carved foam muffin rod puppets. I think it was for charity. I can't remember exactly what it was. Or it's some sort of fundraising thing. And he had 1 or 2 left. He was like, would you accept this as a trade? I'm like, a puppet you made? Are you kidding me? Yes, let's do it. So we traded. And he's got a small, and he has actually featured that on his Facebook page. But here is, this was actually featured in an episode of The Oracle in season 2. So one of the early episodes. This is Arthur the Muffin. But this is a really great.
Hello, I'm Arthur the Muffin.
So this is a BJ Geyer made carved foam rod puppet, and it's a real simple mech. It's just a little spring return mouth, but I love this thing. And he even autographed the base for me. I know that's out of focus. Here we go. Yeah, thank you for the trade, it says. So yeah, it's pretty good. So, and there are a few people who have these because like I said, he made like a batch of these and sold them. But you know, they sold for a few bob, and I got this in trade for one of the early smalls. So this is a proud object of veneration for me. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Hello, I'm Arthur. I'm a muffin. I should really...
Yeah, I lost it.
I should really be on the show again, don't you think? I think Arthur should be on the Oracle again. I don't remember quitting.
Yeah, the reason Arthur hasn't appeared since episode probably 2, I think, of season 2, it's just because I want to like focus on the puppets that I've made. I did get permission from BJ before I used Arthur in the show, and if you look at the credits for, I think it's season 2, episode 2, although somebody check that for me, the credits do say like Arthur the Muffin baked and built by BJ Geyer. So it's not bad to have BJ Geyer in the credits of a show that I make. So, you know, maybe Arthur will come back at some point. So we'll see about that. How's this glue looking? This glue's not bad. So, what's next? We got half an hour left. I mean, what's next is gluing stuff. So, like barging stuff. So, ooh, you know what? I think it's time to retire this tin of barge. I think there might be enough in here to do some stuff. We'll see. We'll see how far we can get. But I may be having to open my other tin of barge and then order a new one. But we shall see. So I need some gloves. Fan's already going. The window is open and the door is closed, so I won't be spreading toxic fumes throughout the apartment. I should mention, I don't know if I have mentioned it before, I do have like weather stripping on the door. The new Danger Honey, yes, exactly. That's what we have dubbed Barge on the Discord channel is Danger Honey. Yeah, I've got weather stripping around the door to the studio here, just so when I am working with this kind of stuff, the smell doesn't penetrate out into the rest of the apartment, because I'm not the only person who lives here, so. Oh, you know what? I need some finger loops as well. Grab those. And as we said, we're only doing... Did you charge the barge mask microphone? I did. Thank you for reminding me. So we're only going to put finger loops on the bottom just to test, just to see how well that works. And we're going to set these aside because I'm going to work on the head and body first. Hands are fiddly and I don't like them, and I'm trying to procrastinate on that. So let's get the heads and bodies out here. Heads first. Heads instead of tails. You know what I'm saying. And of course, the mask. Large mask microphones like Captain B for an album title. You're right. You're totally right. I'm gonna have the drink because I gotta put the mask on. And it's time to turn the weird microphone on the mask on, so this is going to sound a little strange for a minute. There we go. Hopefully this will all be fine. Oh, you know what? Before I do that, yeah, it's Bane time. Put my gloves on first. Order of operations, everybody. It's important. I got some crud stuck on these gloves. Should I change gloves? I don't like to go through too many gloves. I think these should be fine for one more round. Let's see. You really adopted the danger, honey. I was born in it. Ugh. That sounds uncomfortable.
And now, Batman, I'm going to say words in a strange and unidentifiable accent. What? What do you say? Are you saying something? I can't understand you. Nobody can understand, no matter where you're from. Nobody understands what you're saying. All right, this is probably sealed closed. Nope, I got it open. It's like what cause a rash, yeah. All right, this danger honey is real thick. You know what I'm saying? Phenomena. On brand. He was talking to the sinus infection Batman. No one understand the dialogue either of them. It's true. I know some of this is being off camera, I'm sorry. You're not learning anything from this. I'm spreading glue onto a thing. You haven't seen this yet. You're probably joining us for the first time. You can't hear this, it's weird. I'm literally yelling for no reason. No, see, the secret is professionals will tell you not to brush barge, to stipple it, but the secret is it's a double bluff. The better way is to brush it, and they're trying to hide that from you. But I'm telling you the truth. Gay frogs, something, I don't know. Oh no, he's gone full Alex Jones, look out. All right, finger loops on the bottom. Hopefully that'll hold. A little dubious, but we'll see. Algorithm! How good are you, Doc? Yeah, that'll be fine when it dries. Okay, putting together the heads. Make sure we got the pen marks on the right side here, i.e. the inside. He's brushing Barge again. Somebody stop him. Puppet violation. You have 15 seconds to comply. Indiescape, hello! Welcome, welcome. We're building puppets. I thought I'd try it for once. Seems like a fun and weird thing to do. I should put a sound effect up of Darth Vader breathing every time I put the mask on. Nobody cared who I was until I put on the mask. That's largely what the Darth Vader sound effect is. He's actually breathing through a scuba gear. All right, time to put together time to get your head together, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that should look good on stream, right there. Look at the symmetry, it's beautiful. There we go, look at that. The gloves are a little floppy, you know? All right, there's one. Do, 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 do. Well, look at it this way. We made it this far without the computer exploding. I'm counting it as a win. You may be counting it as a loss. Now we got the Nemo jokes. There we go. Reading the fish tip in chat. Fish tips is hard to say. All right, now for the mouth plates. Puppet heads kind of look like balaclavas. They do kind of. This barge is running out rapidly. See if we can make it through these mouth plates. Nice and smooth and even. All right, time to dry. Oh, wait, I forgot to put the glue on the other side. Just ignore that. Look at this guy barging like he's done it before. Nothing worse than boastful barging. All right, now it's time for drying. Yeah. Hello, Whiplander. It's the 70s again. Whoa. All right, still part of the plan. Mouth plates can be tricky. It took me a while to arrive at this point, and I'm still iterating. There's always going to be something better. So let's put the bottom on first. Always try and leave a little bit of room here for some foam overlap, because you don't want the edge of the plastic peeking out and rubbing against the fabric. You can kind of fold it up and put a little bit of cushion on the edge. That's the best. Yeah, it's probably a little hard to see, but you see how it's not peeking out over the edge. It's kind of, the edge is folded in a little bit. That will stop this from rubbing against the fabric, right? All right, and the top plate with no grip in it, blame Scarlett if this all goes wrong. This is always a bit of a tricky one. There we go. All right, let's see. Okay, so we're gonna let that sit so the glue can sort of set up a bit, and I'll do the other one. What time is it? Oh, 9 minutes left. Okay. We can even go a little long. The finger strap on Leroy came apart. We look stupid when he talks now. Yeah, that can be a thing that happens. In fact, that actually, something similar happened on that Red Goblin as I was building it. The one on the bottom came off, I had to re-glue it. I guess it was just too dry or something, but it can happen. To buy some insurance for that kind of thing, sometimes I'll actually punch holes and stitch the grips on. So that way, even if the glue does give way, it's still attached. For shop builds, I don't often have enough time to do that, but depends on the puppet. And if you're gluing onto something like wood, that's usually unnecessary because the wood just holds the glue really well. It's only when you're onto something like plastic that can be a problem. Another thing you can do to help the glue stick is to actually laminate the plastic in some kind of fabric. That will hold the glue a little bit more solid. I hope you can understand what I'm saying. Otherwise, it's all pointless. We're going to cut into this head and redo it, but I think I'm just going to remake him and the other goblin and put the originals up as display items. You could do that, or you know, it would be good practice to take apart Leroy and try and repair it just for the experience, right? Because that's something, as a puppet builder, you're going to have to do every now and then. And that's a whole skill set in itself. Maybe consider that. I got to do that with Frankie at some point. His bottom grip isn't quite where I want it to be. Actually, Frankie needs a couple of repairs. I should probably do that on stream. It'll be fun and weird. Weird and fun. Two good things. All right, home stretch time. Let's see if we can do these together. Literally operate on a puppet. Very good. So Joe, that would largely depend on the puppet. It's really just, you gotta always balance between how easy is this gonna be for me to work in there versus what's easiest to close up and won't show, right? So it really depends on the puppet. Is the head permanently attached? Because if so, maybe the back would be better, right? All fur with no neck sleeve. Yeah, I can see the problem. Yeah, maybe the back might be better for that. The problem with that is closing it up, right? Trying to like ladder stitch on fur. You can do it, It's not fun. It is the opposite of fun. It is a complete lack of fun. I have the ladder stitch for every time I make a light hands monster. Because that's how I close up the back seam. And I don't look forward to it. Yeah, that plastic's peeking out a bit enough to trim that down, but here we go. Couple of Gravely heads. I don't want to risk getting contact cement on the fur. That's happened before. Yes, I can empathize with that. Give me a sec. I gotta demask.
Ugh. Suddenly, he's much clearer. There we go. Yeah, that's a real problem. I can understand. Because yes, once that glue gets on the fur, it ain't coming off, right? Fair point. Okay, let's see. We're gonna try this now. We got two Gravely heads here with the grips on the bottom, but not the top, as instructed by Scarlet. And how are we doing? It's not bad. You know what? I am kind of flopping around loose in there. I think I'd prefer to put a grip on the top. I'm going to put grips on the top. Sorry, Scarlet. Just for the people who want it. You don't have to use it, but I think it'd be better. It's a little bit trickier to do this thing without it. So there we go, though. Two Gravely heads done. I got to do the bodies, then the hands. That's this afternoon after lunch. The Scarlet method. Yes, exactly. Wow. Gravely. See, but that's the flexible cutting mats are like, they just let you do this stuff, right? And that's real good. Everybody likes that. Get your Kermit on. Wow, exactly at time. What do you know? Perfect. It's almost like I planned it. I promise I didn't plan it. If there's no grip at the top, adding a head plug sometimes helps. Yes, absolutely, you're right. The problem with that, with my Gravely's, is when I put if I'm gonna do ping pong ball eyes, there's actually a little back plate that goes in there as well. So, you know, there might be some fiddliness with that, but I don't know. I'm just gonna cut these open and put a grip in. It's easy. Nothing here is bland. There's very little. Well, the actual build is bland, but nothing else. The stream part is completely seat of my pants. I don't know why it's always this accent, because it's fun. That's why. But I can do it. All right, everybody. I'm going to go have my lunch as per usual. Thank you, everyone, for turning up again. It's almost like you enjoy this. I don't understand it, but, you know, this is just my job. This is my job. Can you believe it? Anyway. So what are we doing? This weekend, we are recording episode 3 of Pixels and Puppets, the Operation Puppet Podcast. You should apologize to your stream computer. Okay, Tron. Yes, it's called Tron because there's a whole bunch of stupid LEDs in it, and it looks like it's from Tron. You know what? The computer itself is fine. It's that one water cooler. Let's assign blame where it belongs. The computer is fine. I'm being held at gunpoint to watch. Okay, lunch time. Thank you, everyone. As always, next Wednesday will be another build stream. We were recording the podcast on Saturday. It should be up on Sunday. There will be more Frankie Play at some point. We're going to figure that out.
And, so you do know all the socials. The link tree is right there. Look, I did it right this time. So yeah, thank you. As always a pleasure. I'm gonna go have lunch. Have a good day, everybody.